All right, so on our complex numbers practice test, okay, remember, these are your like terms. So we're going to add 10 and 4. So what's 10 plus 4? 14. Okay. Our i's we treat like a variable. Now, remember in the practice test, there is an option on the right hand side for you to actually use a calculator. Because if you can't do 5 plus negative 8 in your head, I don't care. Use the calculator. I'll make fun of you if you don't. Okay. So this actually ends up being negative 3i. Okay. All right. This next one, we have 10 minus 25. Well, not a lot of people can do that in their head. Some people can. And I'm the world's worst teacher about not being able to do math in my head. How many of y'all have saw that on the videos where you see me grab the calculator to do something simple? Happens all the time. All right. And then this is negative 7. So I would do it in my calculator. Negative 7 minus, and then 2i. So negative 7 minus 2, negative 9i. All right. Look like the masked math bandit up here, let me tell you. All right. What's 2 plus 4? Awesome. 6. Just like when I was recording by myself, guys. Appreciate it. All right. And then we have 3 plus negative 9. So 3 plus negative 9. And I'm just doing that in the calculator. All right. Negative 11 minus 15 gives me negative 26. Then this one's easy. 5 minus 2. If I have 5 fingers, I cut off 2 of them, I have 3 fingers. So if you have 3 fingers, it's kind of hard to give high fives to people. Of course, they kind of frown upon that right now. No high fives. Elbows and fist bumps. Has anybody done the shoe bump yet? Where you go through and instead of, yeah, you shoe bump. Though some of y'all really like your kicks really clean, so probably wouldn't do that to a lot of people. Is everybody good here? Anybody need more time? All right. Now, on this next one, I kind of zoomed it in a little bit because it was really hard to see. We're multiplying. Okay. Remember, we have 2 methods, or we actually have a couple. Depends on if you had it somewhere else. There's FOIL. There's double distributive. And then there's table. Okay. And it doesn't matter which one you do, you're going to get the right answer either way. Okay. So I'll set a couple of them up and then I'll kind of go through from here because I know this was y'all's homework and stuff already from over the weekend, and we can, go through that. Come on. All right. So now I'm going to do this first one in the table. And the reason why is because I remember so many of y'all beforehand, y'all love the table method. This is really good if you are very visual and you have to have stuff organized. Okay. I'm going to take these terms and put them right here. That's gross looking. No, my handwriting has not gotten any better. And then these will go here. Okay. So when we do this, we multiply here, and that's what we give us. So 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times -2, -6i. This will be plus 24i. And then minus 12i squared. And when I do the next one with double distributive, you're going to get to the same point. So if we pull these out and start combining like terms, and I will tell you this, there is one step that it's fairly simple, but it confuses people all the time. Okay. We know that these two are going to combine. So the 12's left alone. This is going to be 18i. All right. I squared. Who remembers what I squared is? Yeah, it's multiplied by the same number. That's good. But I squared, remember, I squared is -1. Okay. So we have 12 plus 18i plus 12, which gives us 24 plus 18i. Now, again, if some of this stuff with I and imaginary numbers seems crazy, I really believe since opium was used like Tylenol back when all this was done, people were not in a good state of mind when they were coming up with this math. Okay. My thought is it's like from that 70s show when they're sitting around the table, it looks a little smoky and everybody's giggly. Hint, hint. They're like, hey, man, what if we just make up an imaginary number? They just messed up the whole system. Let's just make up stuff. All right. Doing good. Awesome. All right. Now, over here, remember when it has this squared, it's itself times itself, not just -2 squared and 3 squared. Okay. I'm going to move my face over so y'all can, because for the students that are face to face, this is a little odd. All right. I'm going to do double distributive on this one. Remember, if you do double distributive, you kind of cut this first one and you set it up like this. And it's each of these times the second one part right here. All right. So we can multiply. And I like to mark out that first term when I do the distributive property so I know that there's a second term. That's just a Mr. Jeffries thing. If you like that, you are more than welcome to use it. I do not hold a patent on it. Y'all can see good? Y'all like the TV? I do too. It's pretty awesome. One good thing about this whole COVID stuff is I'm a YouTube sensation, and I'm on TV at the same time. Just a TV in my classroom, though. So I'm combining like terms. Now, remember, I squared becomes what? Yes, -1. That part is the main part that a lot of people have issues with. Okay. So if you get kind of stuck on that a little bit, don't feel bad. You're not the only person that's ever done it or ever will do it. Okay. So now, also, when y'all are in class, I do have calculators for y'all to use if y'all need them. Like, say, for instance, we were like the other students tomorrow, they're actually in here when they're taking the test. I do have calculators for them to use. Same thing, you're going to, wipe them down easy, use them, good to go, and things like that. Okay. I try to make, when y'all are here, I try to make the playing field a little even. That way, everybody, people has handouts, they need them. If you forget your device or it's not charging, I have something to use that day for homework or whatever, and then calculators. So we'll be kind of moving on from there. And honestly, there's not a whole lot of stuff different from Algebra 1 to this right here. There's really not. There's a few things, like this is one of them, but now this, the square root of -1 is actually in Algebra 1 now. And there's only a few other things that we have to do that's different. And so if y'all are like, wow, this is like taking Algebra 1 again with the same ugly guy. Yeah. So kudos for you. Okay. Whoop. All right. I'm not going to set this one up because you could do it either way. I'm gonna go ahead and multiply. Actually, when I'm doing this, I'm doing double distributive just without writing it out. Because even if you did table method, you'd get the same answer up to here. And if I make things look easy, or if I seem to do them like really, really fast, that's probably because I'm a math teacher and I should be making it look easy and stuff. Not saying it's easy for everybody. Hey, the first time I was doing this, I was on the struggle bus. There was no pandemic, there was no mask, no COVID-19. It was hard. But I've been doing it since I was y'all's age, so of course it's gotten easier for me. Okay. All right. And the next one, I'm running out of colors. Remember that this is -5 plus 7i times -5 plus 7i. Okay. It's going to jump. And then we have 25 minus 70i. 49 times -1. Okay. And I got to use my calculator because I can't do that in my head. I should be able to. It's 24, 70. All right. Jonah. taking notes? Okay. You look like you resting there. And believe it or not, we're close to being done going over this. Because I know most of y'all have already done the practice test. Somebody slipped in and did the test when I accidentally didn't have it set for today. And I'm not making fun of you. I'll do it too to get it out of the way. But I tried to make things kind of small and to the point. And I'm a no fluff teacher anyways. Okay. I don't like doing all that super hard stuff. All right. On this next part, and this is what some people had some issues with the other day, was actually knowing the conjugate. Okay. Who watched the video about Captain Insano? Okay, yeah, one person. Woohoo! Believe it or not, I can go back and see how many views I have on stuff, and I love the Captain Insano thing. All right. Now, if there's just I on the bottom, your conjugate that you're going to multiply by is just I over I. And this is a matching problem, so you would actually just drag that up there and place it. Okay? And these are all the problems that we have are actual problems from old practice tests and tests that I've done in class before on a normal non-pandemic thing. All right. Now, I like doing it like this. Like this problem is just matching the conjugate. The next problem is like using it with the conjugate. So it's kind of like a process thing. Now, this is a binomial. Remember, it's going to have the same terms, but what changes in the middle? Yes, it becomes positive. Okay, that's the conjugate. Okay. And now, process of elimination right here. I didn't throw in any extra things. You know, if you've used these two, this last one should be this. Okay. Not plus. This should be a minus this time. So you only change the sign in the middle. Because if you didn't, I don't know, it's just some crazy rule. Okay. You would think the rules wouldn't matter with imaginary numbers because they're imaginary. But apparently they do. How crazy is that? All right. So this one is actually matching it. Now the next part is actually answering it after you've used the conjugate. Now, there's a certain student that I know did the smart thing and looked up a calculator online to help him out with this. Is anything wrong with that? No, that's smart. I love that. That's what I would do. Okay. So we're just going to multiply down through here. So we're going to have 4i over 5i squared. This becomes 4i. Now, if we were in class, I wouldn't care where you put the negative, if it was on the bottom or out front or whatever, because it's a fraction. If one part of it's negative, the whole thing's negative. But since it's topped out, it looks like this. And see, there's your choice right here for it. And again, with a lot of stuff I do, I try to make it as if I was in the class. And believe it or not, I'm super simple-minded. Some of y'all are kind of, those who's had me, they're like, yes, you are. And those who've never had me are like, you're crazy. Well, both statements are true. Okay. Both statements are true. All right. Now this one we're going to use 4 plus 6i. Now, this is the one, yeah, we had some not so great grades on the homework on this, and I forget if this was the one that I actually gave you. If this class or another class, if you tried it, I gave you 100 on it and stuff. All right, when you're setting this up, okay, instead of having to do double distributive or table method down here, it's basically this first term, 4 squared minus the second term. Notice I'm saying term, and I'm not saying like sign or everything. It's just whatever that is. Okay. And when you do that, it does kind of help some because this will give us 16 minus 36 squared. And we'll come back and clean that up. Some people choose to do the top first. Some people choose to do the bottom. I don't really care. However, you have to do it to make sure that you understand it. Or if you're smart and you find a complex number multiplier online and you use that, that's by all means. Other teachers would disagree with me, but I don't really care what they think. All right, so this is going to be 16. Now, I squared is going to be negative 1. So instead of this being negative 36, this becomes what? Good job. Positive 36, yes. Okay. 8 plus 12i. Is that 52? Now, you could actually take out a 2 of all this, especially if they're all even right here. All these numbers are even, the 8, the 12, and the 52. You can take a 2 out of everything. Let's see, that might be, I think we could actually take more. We could actually take a 4 out. Okay. If we take a 4 out of everything, and this is just a bad division sign, by the way. 2 plus 3i, 13. And this is just reducing it down. And if you have problems with that, I would actually start with 8 over 52 and 12 over 52 in the calculator and let the calculator do it for you. Why is this pen acting funny? You'd think after 7 weeks I would know how to do this right. Now, does this take a long time? Yeah, on paper it does. Okay. How many? You only have 2 of these on the test. All right, that are like this, possibly super similar. Okay. That's not corona. I have allergies. All right. This one, this is not fun. You only have one of these that you got to do on the practice test and one of these on the test because they do take a long time. And I know a lot of people think that if it takes a long time, that it's difficult. Remember, you're not photo math, okay? You can't do all this all at once in your head. I can't do all this all at once in my head. Okay. This is where in years past with Algebra 2 and analytical, all the classes I've taught this, they said, Mr. Jeffries, can I just do the bottom all the way through and go back and do the top? And I said, yes, because the bottom's a lot easier to handle. Okay. It has fewer steps. And So this is going to give me something over 54 later. All right. Now, I've done the easier part of it because that's what I would do first. During quarantine, we were working on an old Jeep of mine. We didn't start with the hardest thing to do. We started with something easy, which usually ended up turning out to be the hardest thing if you know anything about vehicles. Okay. But with this, we know that this is going to be easy. I was like, oh, I can change the brake stuff out. Mm-mm. I worked on my brake system for 2 months and I still didn't have it right. All right, on the top, you would pull this out and do double distributive or table method. And if you want to do all of it at the same time, you can. I mean, I'm not going to really try to force you to do, other than taking this course, I'm not going to really try to force you to do something that you're not comfortable with. I went ahead and changed this to 18 because we know this is going to be negative 18 times negative 1. Okay, so I get 3. Nope. I get 21 plus 3i. I think I can take a, wait, I don't know if I had the choices up there. 54 divided by 3. Yep. All this, you could actually take a 3 out of everything. And that would give you 7 plus I over 18. Okay.